students, welcome back to the channel Ruchi's Teaching. This is Ruchi here. In this video I am going to explain about the variables in C language. Last class we have completed about the \n and \t, that is new line character and horizontal tab. Okay, now in this video we are going to discuss about the variables. Now before I start my video, I would like to say that if you are new to the channel or if you are new to the video, please subscribe the channel, support the channel, and please give a like to it and share to your friends. Okay, now variables. What are variables? Now variables are used to store memory location. Actually this is used to store memory. Variables are used to store memory. How they will store the memory? I'll give one example. Our computer drives. In every PC you have a memory, right? You have memory for computer, for PC. So in this PC you have drives. Why my computer hard disk is divided into drives? That means the memory which is present in the computer is divided into some blocks or some places which have been called as drives. Okay, so these drives, now these drives have been, like for example I will tell you C, D, E, like this. They have divided. So some memory has given to the C drive, some memory has given to D drive, and some memory has given to E drive. Why they have given like that? For example, suppose you want to save some file. Now when you are going to save a file, if you just say save, giving some name, this file will go and save somewhere. If you don't select any drive here, this file will go and save in the memory. Now till saving it is okay. After saving, suppose if you want to access that file or if you want to retrieve the data from that file, at that moment you will face a problem. What problem you will face? It will be very difficult. It will not be that much easy to take that file or to access that file. Why you will have that difficulty? Because you are saving the file, just you are throwing the file in the memory. You are not taking any particular specific space and you are not keeping that file in that particular place. So for example, in a simple method I will tell you. Take one bookshelf. For example, you take one cupboard or something like a place, like shelf like place. In that you have 2-3 shelves. In that shelf, suppose you are keeping one book. If you just throw that book in the cupboard and you just come back, and after some days if you want to take that book, you have to search the book in all the 3 shelves. You don't know where you kept. You only don't know. You only kept, but you only don't know. So at that moment you have to search each and every shelf in the cupboard. Am I right? You will search for the book. In the same way, or if you keep that book in a particular place, or like first shelf or second shelf, if you know the names of the shelf, or if you give some names to that particular shelf, and if you keep that particular book in second shelf, you will go to the second shelf and you will keep your hand on that particular book and you will take it out. So in the same way, it will be easy for you. If you know that particular place, it will be easy. Okay, in the same way, in our computer memory also, if you know the place where you are saving the file, it will be easy to access. Now just now I said that you are saving the file here. That file is stored in the memory, right? That file is stored in the memory. You know where you doesn't know where you are saving that particular file. You don't know whether it has gone and stored in C drive. whether it has gone and stored in D drive or E drive. So when you want to access that file, it will be very difficult for you to take that file. So instead of that, doing all those complications, like making some complication, instead of doing all those things, you can before, while saving this file only, you have to select the drive. Suppose you want to store in C drive, select the C drive. That means in the memory, this is one of the place where you are selecting one place, and in that one place again you will go with one folder, and in that folder you will save the file. So when you want to access the file directly, you will go to C drive. There you will go to that particular folder, and then you can access the file. Am I right? So this is how our computer memory will be there. In the same way, how you are doing all these things in computer, in the same way, when you are writing a program, in the program you will be using some place or some memory space, some memory for the input data. So to store that input data, you require a memory. So that memory, you cannot store that input data wherever you want. If you store like that, you cannot access the data. Okay, so for that purpose only, you are creating the variables. So what is a variable here? When you create a variable, that variable, it will locate memory, like it will take some memory, and it will give, we will, whatever name you give to that variable, that name is assigned to that particular memory. For example, memory will be like this. Think that memory is this. So our memory, just as our drives, that in the memory, the place will be like this, locations will be like this. Okay, in the memory, the place is divided into some partitions, and then whichever data you are giving inputs to the program, or when you are giving data for the program, the data is stored in this memory, partitioned memory. So each partition have some name like this, 502 or 201 or 4026 or 1023, like this. Some names have been given to this partitioned memory. Now this number which you are seeing here, that number is a address. Actually this is a address, memory address. That means this partition is having this number only. This number will not be there for another partitioned memory. Okay, so this address will be unique. Okay, unique address will be there. Now when this will be the memory, when you write the program, when you execute the program, this will be the memory for that program. And suppose if you want to store this 10 here, so what happens, this 10 will go and store somewhere like this here. We don't know that 10, where that 10 is stored, where that 10 is stored, and in which memory, in which location it is stored, you don't know. So for that purpose only, not to get difficulty in accessing the data, you have to create the variables. Okay, now variables. For example, how you will be creating. Suppose A is there. Now I have written A. I have written A as a variable, and I am assigning 10 to it. Now 10 to it. Now here A is identifier. Okay, this one is an identifier, and this is the data stored in this. Now this identifier identifies memory location. Okay, this data or this variable, this is the variable, and it is also called as an identifier. This identifies the memory location. Now when I declare like this, this A is in this partitioned memory, A is given to one partition, one memory partition, okay, one partition like this, and in that A, in that particular partition only, that means this partition is named as A, and this 10 is stored in that particular place. Understood? So this is called the variable. So how you are declaring like this? A, for declaration I will tell you how to declare the variable. So here you understood how the memory is divided. Memory is divided into different partitions, and each partition, each and every memory location will have unique address. This is the unique address, and when you create a variable or when you create a identifier, that identifier name, that particular name has been given to this particular memory location, and in that location only when you assign any number to that variable, that value, assigned value is stored in this location only. So in this is the way how variables store memory. Okay, variables store memory. That means when you create a variable, that variable will have some memory. Okay, variable will have some memory. Now how to declare a variable, I will tell you. For example, like this. See, to declare a variable, int declaring, I am declaring variable int a equal to 10, and you are assigning the value also. Now int is the data type. That means which type you are taking. Is it numbers or is any characters or any strings you are taking? That type of data is shown with this. Okay, and this is the identifier. Okay, when you declare a variable like this, automatically in the memory, the partitioned memory will take this name. A is assigned to this memory location, and whichever value you assign to this A, that particular value is stored in this memory location. Okay, so suppose in the program, if you want to change this value, if you are not declaring globally, then automatic, or if you are not declaring it as constant, automatically during execution time, program execution time, you can change this variable, this value to another value also. Okay, so that is the thing. So now regarding about variables, this is the named memory identifier. You will call it as named memory identifier. Okay, and this is used for identifying memory location. To identify the memory location, the variable is used. Next, still in the programmatically way, in the programmatically, how you have to say this is variables will store, it is a identifier in the program. You will say to the, you will call this as variable as it is an identifier. It is an identifier given, identifier name given to the memory location, and also you can change the value during program execution. Okay, so this is about the variables. And suppose if this variable is declared as constants. If this variable is declared as constants, then you cannot change the value during program execution, right?